you know green vegetables are good for you, but they taste awful. This is the reason getting kids to eat them is an uphill battle. Plopping a mouthful of grassy, bitter, green food in your mouth is an instant turn-off. The brain is wired to see bitter as poison, and the best way to handle a poison is to spit it out and never stick it in your mouth ever again, which is precisely what happens to millions of people. They're vegetable haters. But there are people who genuinely love eating greens, and this love extends beyond intellectual assent that they are superfoods. So, what is the difference? Well, it could be biology. There is a lot of variability in the bitter taste receptors, and these little guys are doing a lot more than just setting flavor preferences. So, yes, you might be wired in such a way to be super sensitive to bitter. I know I am. But odds are you drink coffee. Now, coffee is actually rather bitter. Granted, it comes with a caffeine kick, which can be a worthwhile payoff. And for some people, a teaspoon or three of sugar and lots of cream helps make it a treat. So, bitter is context specific, which begs the question, what makes bitter acceptable? Well, it's pretty much agreed. To like a lot of foods takes practice. Now, the term used to describe this is familiarity. In fact, experts think it can take up to 15 exposures to a particular food to get it on the menu. The problem is, practicing takes patience and money, something many moms find hard to do. It's just easier to not serve broccoli and to try get the goodies from a pill or two. But those green vegetables do create better body chemistry. So figuring out how to put them on the menu is a worthwhile pursuit. A team of researchers from the Pennsylvania State University decided to take up the challenge. Join us for this episode of Better Body Chemistry TV as we find out how they solved the problem and how you can too. Better Body Chemistry TV is brought to you by Dr. Sandy, a scientist turned gremlin buster, helping you battle sugar gremlins, heifer lumps, and other health horribles through better body chemistry. Remember, small things can make a big difference to your health. Drawing inspiration from the movies and getting a little help from coffee, they explored what happened when a spoonful of sugar was added to the greenery on the plate. Now, the amount of sugar they added was tiny. The objective was not to make a green-colored sugar snack, but rather to add just enough sugar to kill the bitterness inherent in the green vegetables while keeping the flavors of the green vegetables intact. So green tastes would become familiar and thus acceptable. Now, this is actually what happens with coffee. You start with a coffee and 3 teaspoons of sugar and a dollop of milk. But sophisticated coffee drinkers have it black. They don't want anything interfering with those natural bitter flavors. Step 1 in this project was to figure out how much sugar was required to hide the bitter and keep the green. They used trained volunteers to taste test pureed vegetable samples. This is a spider plot showing the results for kale, a seriously bitter green vegetable. They found 1.2% sugar was enough to kill the bitter without taking out the green flavors or turning it into green syrup. So, was it enough to make it more palatable? The short answer, yes. When they asked 84 regular people to rate vegetable samples, most of them found the small amount of sugar took the edge off a green vegetable puree. Turns out the coffee principle works. Pretty much everyone agrees. Eating more greens is good for you. But when the research team explored whether parents would implement the sugar hack to get their kids to eat more vegetables, there was a little bit of a backlash. Parents were worried about the sugar and the calories. Yes, sugar is bad, but the amount of sugar you need to kill the bitter is tiny. To get a sugar concentration of around 2% sugar, which was what was used in this study, amounts to adding half a teaspoon of sugar to 100 grams of pureed vegetables. Put in perspective, a glass of Coke has up to 7 teaspoons of sugar and no beneficial nutrients. And besides, adding the sugar is like training wheels. The objective is to make green flavors familiar and thus acceptable. Just like coffee, the sweetness can be decreased over time once the flavor has been learned. And if this never happens, so be it. Green vegetables are good medicine. Use the sugar strategically to make the medicine go down. But what if you're sugar challenged and nervous about including small amounts of sugar in your diet? Well, another research group has demonstrated artificial sweeteners will work just as well. Of course, artificial sweeteners have their own set of issues when it comes to body chemistry, but eating more greens will create better body chemistry and better health. Interested in discovering more ways to create better body chemistry or need a little help getting your body chemistry on track, visit our website at www.betterbodychemistry.com. Browse our library or enroll in one of our courses or programs. The advice is simple to follow and based on real science, not hype. Know someone who is a certified vegetable hater. Share this video with them so that they know how to make green vegetables a little bit more palatable. And if this is your first time here, be sure to subscribe to our channel so you catch future episodes of Better Body Chemistry TV. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Remember, small things can make a big difference to your health.